Have you ever wondered what it would be like to step through a secret door, leaving our familiar, sun-drenched world behind for a realm spun entirely from crystal, for a realm spun entirely from frost? Imagine a place where the very air shimmers with an ethereal blue light, where mountains exist not under the open sky but deep within the earth, sculpted from ancient frozen water. This isn't a fantasy from a storybook, darling. These places are very real. They are the great ice caves of the world, colossal cathedrals of ice hidden away in the planet's highest peaks, hidden away in the most remote glaciers. They are nature's most magnificent and secret ballrooms, waiting for us to tiptoe inside and marvel. The journey to find them is often an adventure in itself, a pilgrimage across rugged landscapes that tests your spirit. But the reward is beyond compare. The moment you cross the threshold from the world of rock, from the world of soil, into a world of pure ice is utterly transformative. The temperature plummets, and the quality of the light changes completely. It's as if you've been submerged in a deep sapphire sea. The silence is profound, broken only by the drip, drip, drip of melting ice. Of all the world's magnificent ice caves, there is one name that is whispered with a particular sense of wonder: Eisriesenwald. It's a marvelous German name that translates to World of the Ice Giants, and I can tell you, it is perfectly named. Tucked high in the Teningenberg Mountains of Austria, it is the largest ice cave on Earth, a sprawling subterranean labyrinth that stretches for over 26 miles. Getting there is part of the grand experience, involving a steep drive, a thrilling cable car ride that lifts you up the sheer face of the mountain, and then a brisk walk along a cliffside path. The anticipation builds with every step, the mountain air growing colder and crisper. The entrance to Eisriesenwald is a dark, imposing opening in the rock, from which a fiercely cold wind often rushes out to greet you. In the summer, this frigid blast can be quite a shock, a sudden reminder that you are about to enter a realm where winter reigns eternal. Visitors are handed old-fashioned lanterns, their gentle, flickering flames a stark contrast to the icy domain ahead. As you step inside, the daylight vanishes, and you are plunged into a world of profound darkness, illuminated only by your lamp and the guide's magnesium flares, which periodically burst into brilliant white light to reveal the staggering scale of the chambers around you. Inside, the sights are simply breathtaking. Stepping deeper into an ice cave is like diving into a frozen ocean. The most overwhelming and enchanting feature is the color. It is a world painted in every conceivable shade of blue, palest, most delicate sky blue deepest, most intense sapphire indigo. This is not a uniform, flat color. It is a living, breathing blue that shifts and changes with the light. Where sunlight manages to penetrate the ice from the outside, it sets the walls aglow with a mesmerizing luminescence. In the deeper recesses, where only your headlamp can reach, the light is swallowed by the ice, radiating an internal cobalt glow. The shapes and formations are just as varied and fantastical as the colors. You see things that defy easy description. Smooth, flowing walls that look like frozen rivers, surfaces polished to a mirror-like sheen, jagged, sharp crystals that jut out like shards of broken glass, glittering menacingly in the light, delicate, feathery frost flowers, intricate hexagonal crystals growing on the surface. It's a gallery of natural sculpture, every piece unique and utterly captivating. It's the sheer variety that is so astonishing. It's a visual feast, a testament to the slow, patient artistry of freezing water. The artistry is endless, a reminder that nature, with only water and cold as its tools, can create beauty far beyond the scope of human imagination. One can't help but wonder, why is the ice in these caves such a brilliant, soul-stirring blue? It's a question that brings us to a rather wonderful little piece of science. The answer, my dears, lies in the sheer density of the ice itself. Unlike the white opaque ice you might find in your freezer, which is full of tiny air bubbles and impurities, the ice in these deep caves and glaciers is formed over immense periods of time. Snow falls, and then more snow falls on top of it, year after year, century after century. The immense weight of the overlying layers compresses the snow below, squeezing out all the tiny air bubbles. This process creates ice that is incredibly dense and pure. When light enters this compact ice, something rather magical happens. The ice absorbs the longer wavelengths of light, reds, oranges, yellows, while allowing the shorter blue wavelengths to pass through and scatter. The thicker and denser the ice, the more red light is absorbed, and the bluer it appears to our eyes. So, when you are gazing at a wall of deep sapphire ice, you are essentially looking at a natural filter that has stripped away all the other colors of the spectrum, leaving only that magnificent pure blue. While the solid ice formations are the stars of the show, it is the presence of moving water that gives these caves their soul. Moving, seemingly moving. Deep within these frozen labyrinths, you can often find rivers. These are not ordinary rivers. Some are subglacial streams that flow in channels carved not out of rock, but out of the solid ice floor of the cave itself. The water is meltwater, impossibly cold and crystal clear, and watching it snake its way through a tunnel of glowing blue ice is a hypnotic sight. The sound of this running water, echoing in the otherwise silent chambers, is a constant reminder that these caves are alive and changing. Then there are the frozen waterfalls, which are among the most dramatic and awe-inspiring features one can witness. These are colossal cascades of water that were frozen in motion, often thousands of years ago. Imagine a waterfall, wider than a house and hundreds of feet tall, suddenly flash frozen in the middle of its descent. The ice captures the dynamic shape of the flowing water perfectly, with every ripple, splash, and surge. For all their breathtaking beauty, these crystal palaces are not without their dangers. Exploring ice caves is a serious undertaking, requires expertise, courage, and an abundance of caution. The environment is inherently unstable. Ice can and does move. A sudden shift in the glacier above a period of warmer weather can cause massive sections of ice to collapse without warning. A passage that was safe to enter one day might become a deadly trap the next. The temperature alone is a significant hazard. It is constantly below freezing, and hypothermia is a very real and constant threat for anyone who is not properly prepared. To navigate this perilous world, explorers and scientists rely on specialized equipment and years of training. Layers of thermal clothing, sturdy boots with sharp crampons for gripping the slick ice, and helmets to protect against falling ice and rock. Ropes, ice screws, and harnesses are essential. Knowledge is the most important tool of all, understanding how glaciers move, being able to read the ice to spot signs of stress or instability, and knowing when to turn back are skills that can mean the difference between life and death. As more people become aware of these stunning natural wonders, the question of how we visit them responsibly becomes terribly important. These are not rugged, indestructible landscapes. They are, in fact, incredibly fragile ecosystems. The very warmth of our bodies and the breath from our lungs can be enough to alter the delicate thermal balance inside a cave, causing minute melting and changing the shape of delicate ice crystals that took centuries to form. The simple act of walking can break fragile formations or compact the snow floor, altering the cave structure in ways that may be irreversible. Responsible tourism, therefore, is absolutely key. In places like Eisenwelt, visitor numbers are carefully controlled, and tours are led by trained guides who ensure that everyone stays on designated pathways. The use of open flame lanterns, while wonderfully atmospheric, is also carefully managed to minimize smoke and heat. In more remote, wild ice caves that are not managed as tourist sites, the principles of leave no trace are even more critical. This means packing out everything you bring in, avoiding touching the ice walls, and moving with the utmost care and respect. It's about being a guest, not a conqueror. Beyond the direct impact of visitors, there is the far greater and more insidious threat of global climate change. These magnificent ice caves are, in essence, fossils of a colder climate. They can only exist as long as their internal temperature remains at or below freezing year-round. As global temperatures rise, glaciers around the world are receding at an alarming rate. In the end, what one carries away from these colossal ice caves is a profound sense of scale and time. To stand within a chamber carved by millennia of freezing and thawing is to be humbled by the patient, relentless power of the natural world. These are not just geological curiosities. They are some of the grandest and most beautiful structures on our planet, hidden kingdoms of sapphire light and frozen silence. Their sheer size, stretching for miles within a mountain or a glacier, is almost impossible to comprehend fully. They are a reminder that our world is still full of mystery and wonder, with secrets tucked away in its highest and coldest corners. The experience is a full-bodied one, an immersion in an environment that shocks and soothes all at once. The feeling of the intensely cold air on your face, the crunch of ice under your boots, the ethereal blue glow that seems to emanate from the very walls, the symphony of drips and groans that echo in the vast chambers. It all combines to create a memory that is seared into your soul. It is a journey to another planet without ever leaving our own. The answer, I believe, lies in fostering a deeper sense of wonder and responsibility for the whole of our beautiful, extraordinary planet.
Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel for more updates and stories.